What's going on, guys? This is Empty Box. This is iRacing BMW Challenge. I was once told there was a roof in a McLaren in here somewhere. I'm still searching. Anyways, GT3 Challenge from Mosport. 30-minute race, starting 7th. Space between me and the pole sitter, 5/10 of a second. So, yeah, pretty competitive field here we got here.
Green, green, green.
And that guy in the blue car just did not go, but that does mean that we should have space going into turn 1.
The car on your left. Still there. Still there. Clear on the left.
Side by side at turn 2 at Mosport with an Australian. Yeah. Not exactly my idea of stressless at all. Astute viewers will notice that the guy behind me is my Canadian nemesis. Who battled at Okayama a couple of seasons ago, probably about a year ago actually, and Suzuka last season, where we were the exact same pace, which should be interesting. Really like this track, although it is quite difficult to pass, but it does strike a very nice balance between, you know, the fun type of racing where you got lots of cars, you know, all within the same time section, as well as, you know, the ability to pass somewhat, but not being so entirely ridiculous like Watkins Glen last week. So passing means a little bit more here. The field's still going to stay quite bunched up. The key to that corner right there, I have found, is you gotta take a really late apex. You gotta aim for the end of the rumble strips as your apex rather than taking, you know, a more traditional line through there.
Left side. Clear on the left.
Which it seems like a lot of people tend to apex really early through there, which is something that I usually struggle with in general, but it seems like that corner it just kind of clicks a little bit more for me. Yeah, aim for the end of the rubble strips, hold it tight. And corner exit. Start heading out there wide at turn 2 there. It is terrifying, to say the least. I cannot imagine going through that corner and something like a prototype car, passing traffic. For real. That has got to be a very gut-wrenching corner. Fourth through here, although in practice it seems like fifth was a little bit quicker, but who knows? I'm sure someone knows, but not this guy. This guy in the red and black car, we were in the previous race, and there's a giant bit of net code. I mean, like giant. There was about 2 feet between us. People always say I need to race more aggressively, but that's why I don't. You gotta drive smart way. You gotta remember that you are racing online, and just because it looks like there's a little bit of a gap there doesn't mean that gap is actually as big as you think it is. Not saying I'm not going to try and pass people, but at the same time, you got to be mindful of, you know, the situation in the race. Meanwhile, our Canadian nemesis is still chilling back there. Seems like the guy in the Need for Speed car backed up the field a little bit there. And is it wrong that I really like their paint job? This seems so wrong to like a Need for Speed car. That was a very nice paint job though, I thought. Especially with the wireframe. Thought that was a cool touch. This is definitely making good practice for the Neo Endurance GT series that I'm going to be racing in, which starts this week. Those are 2.5-hour long races. First race is this weekend. It's a iRacing league. It is what I'd consider the biggest GT league in iRacing, 60 car grids. We're going to be racing at Road America. So why I mention this is not necessarily to inform you, because I'll do that in a later video, but because I'm sure someone would probably want to watch my view from the race. So I'm just throwing it out there. If anybody wants to go ahead and stream my onboard for me, they are more than welcome to. Just let me know and I'll put some links for you up and send some viewers your way, hopefully. Because I won't be recording that race. It's 2.5 hours long. It's just way too long for me to upload, as well as the fact that I can't stream because my upload speed sucks. So there's that. The race will be broadcasted, though, by RaceSpot, who is conveniently one of my sponsors. Air quotes there, because I ain't getting paid. Seems like this BMW guy is forming a conga line. And the thing is, though, with the slipstream, it's actually difficult to pass right now because the fact that the guy in front of me has a slipstream, so he's getting a speed boost. I'm getting a speed boost. The guy in the red and black car is getting a speed boost because he's drafting off the car in front of him. Usually you just use the slipstream going down the straightaway, so. When everybody's getting a slipstream, it's kind of very difficult to do that. But we did get a pretty good run coming out of the corner, so let's see if we can get by the cow guy, who's also featured in my Suzuka video. Yeah, we're definitely getting held up because I was running 16 flats with ease in practice by myself. So I can definitely go faster, but this is really difficult to pass. Because I'm getting through Moss really good through there, but just with the slipstream, I'm just not pulling on this guy at all. Ah, he hit the brakes way before I was expecting him to. Caught me off guard.
Go left.
That is not going to hurt the cause, that's for sure. So let's see, we're currently in 5th. I know I got at least the same speed as this guy. And I think we're a little bit faster than the 11 car, the guy in the Need for Speed car.
You're in 5th.
Turn! Just made the straightaway a little bit longer there. That's what I was doing. The guy in the BMW, in the Need for Speed car, he's really slow through the back half of the circuit. Really slow. Now, GT3 cars aren't my favorite, but with iRacing, it really does pay to go where the participation is. I mean, there was, I think, like 70 people registered for this one time slot, which is definitely down from last week at Watkins Glen, where we had, well, I think the race I uploaded had 200 people registered for that same time slot, so that should really kind of tell you. Just kind of sad, because I think
Car on your left. Stay on the right.
Mosport is a very, very fun circuit. I'm sure he's not going to be too happy about that move, but the door was there, the gap was there. I really like that corner though, because I feel like I know something that nobody else seems to realize. It's all about the late apex. You just got to aim for the rumble strips.
Right side. Still there. Clear.
Around the outside like a boss. Yeah. That's a power move right there.
You're now in 3rd.
Let's just make sure we keep it on track and try and maintain our gap, if not open it up, because I know Nathan has the same speed as I do. He's the guy in the cow BMW, if you couldn't figure out the relative timing box. So down there, but as well as Joel, he's my Canadian nemesis because he runs the exact same lap times that I do every single track, it seems like. So we may be through with 10 minutes left, but that doesn't mean we're clear. I gotta say though, I really like this track. It's so much fun. It's just one of those tracks that, well, it's basically been unaltered since it was originally built. I do know that they, increased the width a couple of places and everything like that, but you'd never know it. I mean, here in Turn 2, if I'm not mistaken, that was one of the places they widened, but when you go off, you're going off regardless. It doesn't matter how wide the track is. Proof that you don't need an overly complex, overly technical circuit. Just a good, simple layout. Will ensure that your circuit is one of the best in the world, one of the most known in the world. Who hasn't heard of Mosport? Really? Or I'm sorry, Canadian Tire Motorsports Park, as I'm sure Canadian Tire would really like me to say more. Need to cool my jets. See that Nathan is ahead now, so gotta be careful that he's not going to close up the gap. I have to say the addition of traction control makes that corner so much better. So much better. Obviously, racing on a single screen setup here, that used to be one of the most difficult corners in iRacing, because you just can't see that second apex at all. It's literally off your screen. So it's just like, you know what, not having to deal with throttle application as much. Yes, it's slower, but what keeps you on the track is the fastest. Six minutes left. Although I have a feeling that if this guy gets the opportunity, he'll repay the favor in the final corner. We've raced with each other before. I think we've developed a good enough driving relationship that you can trust one another to not be stupid. So we just need to focus on hitting our lines. Of course, as I say that, I managed to miss the corner entirely. Yay, go me! Told you we'd still have a race to go here. That's what happens when you race really good drivers. It really does make everything much more difficult. I think that's kind of one of the things that the people I spoke about earlier, and the more aggressive people, you know, you can only be so aggressive. You can only do so much, because even though I'm not the fastest guy in the world, it's not like we're, you know, throwing away time, you know, massively, to the point where you're going to be half a second faster in just one corner than anyone else. And that's what makes it difficult to pass, because when the competition is that difficult, you know, a pass is earned, not given. I'm staying here, man. Minutes to go. Should be probably 3 laps. Oh, and Captain Bovine has gone around. That gives me some breathing room. I don't know if he just lost it there under acceleration, or just trying too hard to get a run coming off the corner. That's unfortunate for you people watching the videos, but it's not a problem for me, because, well, that just makes my life a whole lot easier. Should have 2 laps to go now, so still got to finish the thing. Otherwise, it's looking like we're in decent position, although that guy has taken about a couple of tenths out of my gap. I think if he's still a second behind. Hold this guy off. This guy behind me must be trying to empty box me. Seems like he just all of a sudden turned his speed on. No dice. Protect the inside going into the final corner. That way we don't get camping worlded. Because that happens in every single race at Mosport. And there's another podium. A lot cleaner race. A lot more exciting than Watkins Glen, if you ask me. Because it's less fake and phony. Like draft racing is. Very fun, very exciting. So, yeah, hope you guys enjoyed all that good fun stuff, and we'll see what we have in the Carnage report, although I don't think we have that much. A clean GT3 race. Oh my goodness. What is going wrong? I think the world's spinning backwards, so hope you guys enjoyed. All right, bye.